Welcome. In this video, we take on Scenario 4 of Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion, a ritual in stone. So our new objective here is to destroy all summoning stones, then kill all enemies. And for our introduction, you arrive at the building marked on the map, an old abattoir, and find an unexpected scene. The entire building is burnt down and is now nothing more than a scorched husk. This is certainly a new development, as you clearly remember the structure standing before you left on your hunt up to Still River. The fact that the location has been implicated in your search, well, the whole thing is rather suspicious, even if you can't put your finger on exactly why. A little bit of searching through charred rubble isn't going to stop you from getting to the bottom of this, though. Eventually, you uncover a set of stairs leading into a stone cellar. Given it's the only piece of the structure intact, you make your way down. A powerful smell of death grows increasingly stronger as you descend until it almost overwhelms you, enveloping you like a suffocating blanket. Thoughts of turning back creep into your mind, but then you hear the chanting. The tone and cadence is similar to those creeps on the ship with the bloody altar. It doesn't take much longer to find the source. A short hallway at the base of the stairs leads into a large open room full of more red-robed zealots. Their chanting reaches a crescendo, and the whole floor begins to shake violently. Fissures erupt from the ground around 4 massive rune-covered stones scattered around the room. Cracks form in the ceiling, sending huge chunks of rock crashing down. Your mind focuses on a singular goal, pushing away all the other complications of the last few weeks. If you don't end whatever ritual is going on right now, you will all be buried alive. So for our special rules, make sure each character's starting hand consists of only their ability cards marked 1, and that the total number of these cards matches the number at the top right of their character mat. The objectives are summoning stones. They have C+1 hit points, so the number of characters +1, so each of those will have 3. Can only be targeted by melee attacks. When 2 summoning stones have been destroyed, read note 1. And our new stuff for this scenario, we'll be using the full monster ability decks instead of the basic ones. Spawning monsters will come out further in the game from these callouts 1 and 2. We will be dealt 2 battle goals that we'll keep secretly, but it's going to be hard for me to keep it secret from myself. If we are able to complete those, win the scenario and complete that, we'll get a check mark to possibly get some perks. And the big thing is the element board here. So that comes with all the different types of elements, and different spells will make them strong. They'll go to waning at the end of a turn, and if we can use them, they will boost some of our abilities. And then the hexes in the yellow will be special items that we need to do for each scenario, and in this one is where our pillars are that we need to destroy, so we've got 4 of those. And after we destroy 2, we'll read a little bit further. And this is the first one where we're using the additional scenario book to extend the map out. So for battle goals, we'll take these cards and deal 2 to each player. And look through, and they get to keep 1. So Challenger, never leave a hex adjacent to a monster. And Closer, kill the last monster to die in the scenario. And when you're playing with multiple people, these are things that you're not allowed to talk about. And since that's easy for me to plan, playing solo, I'll go with the Challenger, never leave a hex adjacent to a monster. Make that one of our battle goals. And then for Red over here, it's got end each of your turns adjacent to a wall or obstacle, or collect fewer money tokens than any other character. Yeah, that one is the one I'll take then, gathering less money. So I've got the board set up. We've got some normal zealots and elites. So the elites will do a wound, 6 health, 2 movement, 2 attack, versus 8 health, 2 movement, and 3 attack. And then we also have some stone golems, and I think we're just going to have the easier version. They have shield 1, which only prevents damage against attacks. So 10 health, 1 movement, and 3 attack, so we don't want to get hit too many times by those. Got our 8 health, starting equipment, and we are ready to go. So for Hatchet, we're going to go with the favorite and power pitch with initiative of 60. So basically, I'm just trying to set this up to get that out on the board. So we've got our +3 attack for later, and get some wind out on our board here. And then for Red, I want to get this ability set up. So this is new. The next 5 times an enemy enters a hex adjacent to you, that enemy suffers 2 damage. And this is going to create some fire. So when we play that, we'll move this on up. And as our token progresses, we'll also get some XP. But this is a card that gets lost once it's done with use. And then moving to set up the light. See if we can get some of these abilities triggered. And we'll go ahead and go with the 6 on that one. Then our Zealots, they're going at initiative 82 with the Unholy Flame. And our Stone Golems, 28 with a Runic Draw. So our initiative will be red, Stone Golem, Hatchet, and the Zealots. So red is going to go ahead and put his Flame Shroud up, which will move fire up to strong. We'll place one of our tokens on the first spot here. Then he's going to move 3. So we're going to try to end next to the stone here. So 1, 2, 3. Of course, we want this guy forced to move next to us. And then we'll also trigger the light. Then the Stone Golem has got to move +1, so we'll be moving 2. 1, 2. And he is well out of range of anything. Then Hatchet, we're going to move him 3 and make sure we're leaving red closer. So 1, 2, and 3. He's being strong with the air. Then we're going to set the favorite up, which will get us 2 XP. And when we make a ranged attack, we can make the target our favorite for +3 attack. 2 XP and a token. So unfortunately for the Unholy Flames, or the Zealots, they are not moving. Attack +1, range 3. They're keeping the fire strong. So they're base 2 +1, so 3 damage. Going after red here. Taking 3. End of round. These will lose a little bit of power. And we've got to do some shuffling over here for the Zealots, since we got that symbol. And we'll set up for next turn. All right, for Hatchet, we're going second wind and a barrage, hoping to move and target 2 of the Zealots. So an 18 initiative. Then we're going with a Shield of the Desert and Desert Knight with an initiative of 10. Zealots will be going at a 46 with Boil Blood. And a Ground Pound for 83. So we've got red, Hatchet, the Zealots, and then the Golem going for initiative. So we're going to use this for the base move of 2. Then we've got an attack 3. We have fire, so we can use that. So we'll be able to attack the column and the Zealot. And we'll also get +1 attack and push with an XP, since we've got some light going on for us. So go 4 attack on the column first. And that's going to be enough to destroy the column. So that's 1 down. We'll put a token on that to show that it's been destroyed. And then for the Zealot, a 4 + 1, so 5 damage on him. And that is Zealot number 1. And this also gives us an experience. And he'll go ahead and use his Oak Charm. During your turn, we can bless at a range of 5. So, and that's going to be once per scenario. So we're going to bless him. So take a 2 times bless modifier and shuffle that into Hatchet's stack of cards here. I'll spit that out here eventually. Then for Hatchet, I'm going to use this +3 move. I'm not going to get the additional move and gain an XP because we haven't killed an enemy yet this round. So 1, 2, and 3. So now we have an attack 1, range 3, targeting 3, and it's also going to muddle them, which gives them disadvantage on all their attacks. So first target up here, we're doing 2 damage, which will be enough to defeat him. And he will drop a coin. Then we'll attack down here on the bigger zealot. And that's going to be a miss. But even though it didn't do damage, we will get the muddle. So his turn is done. So now we go to the zealots. And their cards do not provide them with any move and range of 2. So we're just outside their range. So nothing for them. And the Stone Golem. They've got a move +0 and they target all the adjacent enemies, but just a movement of 1. And that's going to end the round, so we lose the air. Hatchet will be reshuffling. And also these effects do come off at the end of their next turn, so he didn't do anything on his turn, so this still comes off. So for next round, we're going center mass and double throw. Hoping to throw this guy on a trap. Speed of 24. Red, healing sands, and his sickle. Speed of 87, because we're just going to heal, so we want to go late in the round, so hopefully nothing can get close to us. Zealots, going on initiative 50 with nothing special going on. And our Golem, going at 90, moving even slower, but hitting harder. So we've got Hatchet, then the Zealots, then Redguard, and the Stone Golem. So Hatchet first. We are going to move 3 and push 2, target 1 adjacent enemy. So 1, 2, 3, pushing 2, 1, 2, throws him on a trap for 3 damage. And I forgot I hadn't hurt him. I was looking at this 5. So put 3 damage on him. And I was just planning on attacking the column for 2, but we'll use our double throw ability. It will require us to lose this card afterwards. So we get attack 3, range of 4. We get to target 2 different enemies. So we'll go with this Zealot and the Golem. It is going to bring out some air and get us 2 more XP. We will make this one my favorite, giving us +3 attack. So we're going to be a base 6. All right. So there's our bless. So we're doing 12 damage. Should have went after this guy. And this does get removed from our deck after used. But he goes down. And drops a coin. So base 3 here, and he's got armor 1. So we're doing 4, he blocks 1, ends up taking 3. And this card gets lost to us, and just due to space, I'm just going to put this off the screen. Then the Zealot gets a turn. He's got nothing special, so he's got a base move of 2. So 1, 2. Then red guard. We're going to use this for the base move of 2. And then heal himself for 4 to gain an XP. Then the golem is -1 move, which means he doesn't have a move. And we will end up shuffling his stack. And prepare for another round here. For Hatchet, I'm going to move him over here to try to get closer to getting his target back. So we'll go with Stopping Power and Follow Through. And red, we're going to try to take care of the Zealot here. Initiative 16. Zealot's going at an 82 with an Unholy Flame. And the Golem at a 28 with a Taxing Advance. So we've got red, the Golem, Hatchet, and the Zealot. So red is going to go first. And he's going to move 2, giving himself shield 1 for the end of the round. So 1, 2. Then attacking 3 at a range of 2. Also bringing out some fire. So base 3, 4 damage. Then this pulls us 1 closer, which will trigger the next 5 times an enemy enters a hex adjacent to you. That enemy suffers 2 damage, which will be enough to wipe him out. Dropping a coin, and we move that over. Then the Stone Golem goes next. So he's got a move +1, so he's moving 2 spaces, which is not going to go well for us. 1, 2. Attack modifier 0, so he's a base 3. He's going to hit us for 4 damage. And that's going to leave a mark. And if the move ability was performed, the Stone Golem suffers 1 damage. So he moves so quick he hurt himself. So then for us, we were hoping to move away and then attack, but we're now adjacent to a monster. So our goal is to not to leave that hex, but if it leaves us, that won't count against us. So we'll just go at disadvantage here with a ranged and a push. So we've got attack 3. We spend some air power, which we've got. We'll get +1 range and push 2. And it also gets us an XP. So it's going to be 3 damage, but we're at disadvantage. So take the worst one here. So we've got a -1 and a 0. So we're doing 2 damage. He's got shield 1, so 1 actual damage, so 5. Then we get to push him 2 spaces away from us. 1, 2. And they got us an XP. Then we're going to move 2. And use our Fateful Compass. So during your turn, force 1 enemy within range 3, so he's within range 2, to perform a move 2 action with me controlling them. So 1, 2, into a trap for 3 damage, which ignores his shield. So he's up to 8 damage out of 10. And the Zealots get to go, but they're not on the board. But we will reshuffle their stack. and set up for the next round. So we've got 2 cards left for each, so we're going with the shield spikes and twirling stabs for red. Close cuts and retrieval for hatchet, and our golem is runic feedback at a 10. Anytime a figure attacks a stone golem this round, that figure suffers 3 damage. Good thing we weren't planning on hitting him. So we don't have any zealots. Golem's going first, then hatchet and a guard. All right, done with the golem. We're going retrieval mode. We're going to move 1 and then loot 1, which will get us our favored token back, along with 2 coins and whatever treasure 16 is. And that gets us a mana potion, item 14, which allows us during our turn infuse any one element. And then we've got nothing for melee to attack. Then red is going to, we'll play this to move 2 and swing at this column. Wait, did I do that backwards? Yes. We'll use this one to move 2 and do an attack 2 with this one. That's also going to get us an XP. So going up to 3, 2 attack there. All right, 2 damage. So end of round. We are going to be short resting for our heroes. So red is going to lose his shield spikes. And hatchet is going to lose his follow through, which I don't want to lose, but I don't want to take a damage to keep it. All right. So hatchet, we're going with power pitch and center mass with initiative of 24. Desert Knight and shocking advance, initiative 90. The golem, a runic draw, initiative 28. Once again, not what we wanted to see. Fortunately, we get to go first, then the golem, then the red guard. We are going to start with a center mass, attack 3, range 3, going here. And I want him gone, so we're going to make him my favorite. They've got a base 6, so 5 damage, -1, still enough. So he's taken care of. Then we've got a move 3, bringing out some air. 1, 2, 3. Ending our turn there, getting some money. Golem is out of the turn. Red, we're attacking with a 2. We're also going to bring out some cold and night, or ice and dark. Attack 2. Plus nothing, but that's going to be enough. So then we're going back to our story. The tremors have subsided. You feel you've finally gotten a handle on things, but then more men with robes rush from the deeper tunnels of this wretched place to aid the others. Spawn 1 normal and 1 elite zealot at B, which is right here. And then if there were more characters, 3 characters or 4, we'd get even more. So we'll set him up like so. Finish Red's turn. He's got to move 3, and he's bringing out some light. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Ending their turn. But these guys are coming in, so they'll get to act. Calculated strike. They're moved -1. So both will be moving 1 space towards us. And that ends our turn. I'm going to use some close cuts and second wind over here, hopefully to heal ourselves, attack, and then move. Initiative of 25. Then Shield of the Desert and Twirling Stabs, initiative of 10, so we can hopefully go first. And the Zealots are going with a 19 with a Hex Whip. So you've got Jump, doing Curse. All right. So Red first, then the Zealots, then Hatchet. So Red, we are going to use the bottom down here as a move to move there. Then we're going to use Shield of the Desert. We don't have fire to deal with, but we've got light. So we'll spin that to get +1 attack, the push, and gain an XP. So still got a 3 attack on this, and we missed. Or at least did no damage. And even though we missed, we still perform the action, so we get the XP. So we couldn't get XP if we didn't actually have something to target with the attack. So he's done. The Zealots are going to go. They've got a move +1. So they have move 3. 1, 2, 3. But it's just a melee attack. So we're fortunate for that. So they did not perform that action. So, well, we've already got air out there. 1, 2, and 3. Then Hatchet gets to go. He's going to use the bottom action here to attack 2, then move 2. Going on our stone there. So 4 damage. That worked out well. So we took care of that. And this now makes it a normal traversable hex. So move 2. And now I'm torn between healing or attacking for the base 2. And I think I'm going to need the health. So we're going to heal ourselves for 6. Takes us up to our max of 8. Air's already out, and we get 2 XP, up to 7. But we've gone through another card. That might be a problem. We will go ahead and use our mana potion. Actually, no, don't need to. I was thinking ahead to next turn. It's already out there. So end our round. So we're going with Stopping Power and Retrieval with a 35. Then we're going to go with the Blinding Sickle and Flaming Sickle with an 87. Zealots, they're going in at 50 with nothing special. So Hatchet, Zealot, and then the Red Guard. And I just realized I put the wrong card in there. This is what I really wanted going on. So we're going to allow me to make a mulligan there. Still didn't change my initiative. So we get to move 2. 1, 2. All adjacent enemies suffer 1 damage. So our normal one is the 1. And elite is 3. Then I can move up to 1. I'm going to not move at all. All adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. So they're all up to 3. Then I get to move 1 and gain an XP and another lost card. We get a coin and our favorite token back. All right, then we're going to do Stopping Power. It's an attack 3, the range 2, targeting the elite one. We are going to go ahead and use the air to boost it. So we get additional range and push 2 and an XP. So we got 3 damage, 4 damage. Which takes him up to 7. And then the push one, entering a space next to red. 2 damage, and he goes down from that. And since this token came off a spot with an XP, he'll gain an XP. Then the Zealot gets to go with nothing special. He's got a move of 2, an attack of 2. He's closer. So moving in for the attack. 2 damage. So 1 damage coming in. We're down to 7. Then Red Guard gets to go. So we use this for the move 2. Then we've got an attack 3 with a range of 2 and a pull. And we're going to initiate some fire. And I guess last round this would have been shuffled in. And so we'll draw our next card. Getting a +0. So we're doing 3 damage. Which takes it to 6. And he falls. So no baddies on the board. End of round. Don't think we've got any shuffling to do that I've missed. Hatchet only has 1 card in hand, so it's time for a short rest. And he'll be losing center mass. So we'll go stopping power and retrieval just for the basic move 2 and a basic attack 2. And red has 2 cards in hand. So we'll go ahead and use those. That's going to be close to the same thing there. Red will go first. We'll start with his move 3. He would have gotten a coin last round. So 1, 2, and 3. So we'll be getting another coin here shortly. And base attack of 2. Doing 0 damage. And then hatchet. Base move of 2. So 1, 2, and attack of 2. Missing. Goodness. Well, at the end of the round, doing some shuffling here, and we are going to be losing our blinding sickle. All right, with red, shocking advance, Desert Knight, initiative of 14. And then power pitch and close cuts. So we've got 2 more turns here with him before he is exhausted. So red, trying to beat this column. He's got an attack 3 with mobilize. And that's enough to take this out, which will trigger some more text. So when the remaining 2 summoning stones have been destroyed, spawn 1 normal stone golem and 2 normal zealots at A, which is right here. So the golem will come out on A, and 2 zealots right in front of him. Then we're going to play this for the base move up to 2, and then just choose not to move, because I want to keep these 2 right where they're at. So the golem is coming back at initiative 83 with a ground pound. So fortunately he's not moving. And the zealots coming in at a 46, so they will be going next. So they want to do some range attacks. That's not what I wanted to see happen, but oh well. So their attack -1, they were at range 2, they can target 2, and they're going to get additional range. But nonetheless, they don't have any movement, so they're staying right where they're at. So we're going to have, he'll be targeting red, and this one will be targeting blue, aka Hatchet. They are attack -1. Well, they'll be targeting both of them. So they're going to get 2 attacks each on both of our guys at disadvantage. All right, and we're going to be muddled. So they are a base attack of 1. So first we'll go, we've got 4 here, so red first, -1. That's right, we're getting 2. So he's doing 1 damage. And red is muddled. And then shooting over here at base 1, -1, so 0 damage. But still muddled. And then over here, he's shooting on Hatchet for 0 damage and muddled. And then same thing on red, no more damage. And we can't have multiples of the same condition there. So then Hatchet is going to use his close cuts to attack both of these guys with a +3 and gaining an XP. And his deck would have been shuffled. All right, so first attack on Zealot number 4. So 3 damage on him. Then on Zealot number 5, 2 damage. Then movement of 3 or 1 to get air set up, and we'll lose our muddled. Then the stone golem has a movement of 0, and he's only attacking adjacent enemies, so nothing for him. So end of turn. We've got to do a short rest. So we've got 4 cards. He's only going to get 1 more turn left in him. And losing his stopping power, which I guess we'll go ahead and lose. So red is going with Healing Sands and Twirling Stabs, initiative of 32. And Hatchet's going with Close Cuts and Power Pitch. So we've got some options there depending on what happens. So Hatchet and red. Then these guys are going at a 77. And the golem is going at 90. But he's going to hurt whoever's next to him. So we're going to see if we can take care of the stone golem with 10 health. So that's being very optimistic. So we're going to start with the close cuts. Doing attack 2, doing the bottom, attack 2, and then a move 2. So attacking number 5. Since this is going to be my last melee attack, we're going to go ahead and add poison to this. So base 2, 2 damage. Takes it up to 4. Then we've got a move 2. Then we are going to target the golem with a power pitch, range of 3, 6 attack. We're going to make him our favorite for 9 attack. Gets us 2 XP. So we've got 9 going in, 8 damage going in, minus the 1, so he'll take 7. Still not bad. So then the red guard is going to move 3. Still got his muddled condition. All attacks targeting you this round gain disadvantage. Oh, I guess I forgot. When this guy entered that space to start, because it's not moving. When they enters a space, he would have taken 2 damage. So he's up to 5. So we moved, and we've got, or they've got disadvantage attacking us. We've got disadvantage going after them. And we are going to target all adjacent enemies with a base 2 attack. Will get us an XP. So we'll go against 4. So base 2. So 2 damage. Just needed the 1. And then on this one, a base 2, 2 damage on him, which will take him up to 6, and he's out of the picture. And we'll lose muddled. Oh, and that guy was poisoned anyway, so there would have been an extra damage on him. No zealots on the board, so they won't get a turn. The golem has a movement of 0. So not attacking anybody. So go on to another round. Shuffling this up. And the waning air goes down. Short rest. Well, actually, we still have 3 cards. We don't need a short rest there, but we do here because we only have 1 card in hand. And we are going to lose this one, which would have been lost last turn anyway. So, yeah, we lose this one, so we don't get another turn. Yep, I was right before. He is exhausted. So we'll remove him from the map. We can clear these off the board. Whoops. Red is going to go with the Swift Strength and Flaming Sickle, initiative of 16. And here, Ground Pound. Well, actually, that's the card I want to do first. Attack 3 at a range of 2 in a pool, creating a little bit of fire. So base 3, 2 damage. He's going to soak up 1, so up to 8 on him. We'll just move damage down here. And then we pull him forward, and he takes 2 damage. That does not get helped by his defense, and he is defeated. So we've destroyed all these summoning stones and killed all the enemies. So in conclusion, you sit on a cracked stone floor and rest for just a second, eyeing the dark corridors leading off from this room, praying to the oak that more enemies don't appear from the shadows. Luckily, the exits remain silent, but that doesn't help you with your ever-increasing sense of foreboding. Something is down in the depths of this place. So far, you've been blindly flailing around trying to get to the bottom of this madness. And whatever it is, whatever answers you could hope to find, are waiting for you down the next tunnel. It's just a matter of taking the first step. So rewards, we're going to get another mana potion, and we open up a new location to a deeper understanding. So there's our new map sticker. So with this scenario complete, we'll get an additional 2 gold, just like always, 2 gold per token. So we're getting an additional 8 here and 4 on this side. Additional 6 experience, so going up to 12 and 18. And we'll have access to the X cards for our next scenario. So we can swap those out with our 1s, but we still need to stay up with our hand size of 10 on both of our characters. So for red, we have Warrior of the Sun, a Blade Dance, Precision Strike, and for Hatchet, a Care Package, Extra Lift, and a Fancy Hat. And of course, for our battle goals, for Hatchet, never leave a hex adjacent to a monster. We did okay till the end there, but we wanted to get a bunch of damage on him, so we do not get the check on that. But red, collect fewer money tokens than any other character. We did that. So he gets a check on his. So XP, 9 plus 12, so we're going up to 21. And our gold going up from 5 to 9. And we get one check mark down here. And for Hatchet, he's getting 18 additional XP, so 26. And going up to 15 gold. And both characters have access to a mana potion. But we are limited to just carrying 2 small items along with us. And now we just need to do our city event. At the end of each scenario, we'll get one of these. And I'll have you know, I have the ear of Councilman Greymare. He would be quite interested to hear the outrageous prices you're charging for routine tailoring. Primitive. You thick-skulled barbarian. A short bearded man continues shouting as he walks out of the tailor in the mixed district. I'll hem my own clothes. I'll certainly can't be that difficult if you've made a business of it. With that, he turns and promptly trips over his robes, dashing the leather-bound books he was carrying all over the cobblestone street. At least one of them books looks interesting. So option A, help him gather his scattered books. Option B, grab the most interesting volume in the confusion. I think we'll go with option A. So you hand over the last of the books as he dusts himself off. Well, thank you. All the Jaws, Dominic Skurin, good to make your acquaintance. I wish the rest of these mercenaries were as helpful as you lot. Maybe there's some good among you. A token of my gratitude. Gain 5 collective gold. And of course, option B down here. So one last thing here. I gave the 5 collective gold to Red. I'm going to go ahead and sell his mana potion for half the price, so he'll get another 5, going up to 19. So then, each of them is going to get some footwear. We'll give some wing shoes to Hatchet. So during your movement, you get jump to the entire move action as an exhaust action. And the weather boots, during your movement, add +1 as an exhaust action. So Red's down to 4 gold. Hatchet is completely broke. So money cannot be transferred back and forth, but we can trade our items. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.